Hi, I'm doing an updated video on measuring. I get lots of questions about how do I measure for my Daffi belt. So I thought I'll show you a quick video. Regardless of which style belt you're getting, the measuring is always the same. And what you need to think about are two things. Obviously, do you have an old belt that you can use to measure, or do you have a tape measure or a piece of string? They'll all work fine. And about where you want to wear the belt. So we usually wear them empire, waist, or a bit lower on the hips. So when you're measuring, measure exactly where you're going to wear the belt. If it's all three, then give me all three measurements. The other thing I say is if you're just using a tape measure, make sure you pull it really tight. If someone said to me my waist is 80, I know that when they wear their belt, they'll probably cinch it to about 75. So generally, whatever measurement you give me, I'm going to allow holes for flexibility. So if you put on weight, if you lose weight, you're going to have a couple of holes here and a couple of holes at the other end. So your belt's going to last you for years. So as an example with the tape measure, if I'm going to wear it on the empire line, right, so as a loose measurement, I'm sitting at about 87. Oh, 87? Yeah, 87. If I wear a belt there and I really put it in tight, then I've gone right down to 83. So really pull it tight, and that's the way you use the measuring tape. If you're using your belt, you would go, all right, so now I'm sticking it on my waist. Going to pull it really, like I'm really going to cinch it in, because that's what we tend to do. And it goes to the first hole there. So to measure that, I'm actually just going to go from the top of the leather, not the buckle, just the top of the leather at the buckle end to that first hole. Where is it? Down there. And that's your measurement. So pretty easy. And then in the description area of each product, it's got the sizes, and it'll have, you know, larges 91 to 97. So if you're like 90 up here and 100 down here, well, that belt's going to fit you. But if you want to be sure, or if your measurements sit outside, order a custom or order the belt that's closest to your size, and then in the shopping cart area at the bottom of the products there's a notes section. You can say to me waist, hips, empire line, whatever it is, and put in your measurements, and then I'll make sure I make your belt to fit your measurements with some holes either side for flexibility. I think that's all you need to know about measuring. Yeah, I can make any size. With the hippie belts especially, if I'm making a belt that is over about 115 centimeters long, there's always going to be a second piece, because the curve and the way it's cut, it's only a certain length. So it doesn't make any difference to do it longer, but often you might have a join in the back, which is great if you're on a weight loss journey, because then down the track we can always bring it in and make it smaller. On the other hand, we can always make it bigger too. So you'll find that with the Groovy, which is the 45 mil, will be the same. So there's a little piece on the end there. Sometimes those pieces are longer, or sometimes they're joined in the back. It really just depends on your measurements and how far apart they are, because some, you know, for a pear shape you might have a tiny little waist, but you want to wear the belt in both places, which is absolutely fine. Just be aware you're going to have a lot of holes, because we're going to accommodate so we can really cinch you in at the waist. Or if you want to wear it slung down on your hips, then it's got to fit both, so we'll have all the holes to fit. Any other questions, you can always email me. If you can't find the notes section on the website or in the shopping cart, you can email me. Once you've placed your order, choose the size that's closest to yours, email me your order number and give me your exact measurements. And if you need further help, always, I think my phone number's now on the website, or you can email, Facebook, Instagram. I'm always available to help.